Hello folks, Phil Gallagher, aka ThrabenU here for a fundraiser. Now, I'm going to do the same plug at the beginning of every one of my videos this week, so if you've already seen this plug, feel free to use the timestamps down below to just skip to the video. This week, I am partnering with Mental Misplay, Bosch and Roll, Anna Margaret, Eliana, Mana Curves, Caleb D, Scrybabies, and the Lords of Limited, and we are taking the initiative for Trans Lifeline. All of these content creators will be raising money for Trans Lifeline this week, and the wonderful Mental Misplay, aka Alan, is going to be matching whatever we fundraise. One of the biggest things that I try to do with my content is kind of keep things cozy, and I have a bunch of, stuffed animals and such behind me to kind of exemplify that. But a lot of times for people, especially if you're part of a marginalized group, things aren't cozy. There's a lot of violent rhetoric out there. There's active discrimination. Sometimes someone's not sure whether or not they're going to get critical medicine they need, or whether or not some law is going to be passed that just totally changes their life in a heartbeat. And sometimes those people need someone to talk to. And this is where Trans Lifeline comes in. This is a trans-led organization that gives trans people somewhere that they can call at any hour of the day when they need help about something. And they can give you real advice because they have had a lot of the same first-hand experiences that you have. They have been through the things that you've been through. And this is a safe place that they can call. No one's going to call the cops on you. No one is going to report you for the things that you say here. And it gives these people a space that they can be themselves in when they are in a moment of crisis. So all these content creators who are working together on taking the initiative for Trans Lifeline are hoping to raise a total of $10,000. And we're going to set stretch goals up to $15,000 because we know the Magic the Gathering community can really come through when it counts. Down below, the very first thing in the video description is going to be a link to our Tiltify, which is where you can donate as a part of this fundraiser. For every $2 that you donate, you will gain 1 entry towards the various prizes that we are going to set as donation incentives. There's a ton of secret lairs, commander deck lists, a one-on-one tutoring session with some of our content creators, and as stretch goals, Brian, Bosch and Roll, and I have even guaranteed that we will do a bonus Saturday video. That's right, 6-day-a-week legacy content. Now, if you donate, please make sure you add some of your contact information so that we can give you the prizes that you do win. So check out the Tiltify link down below if you are interested in donating towards this cause and potentially winning some really sweet prizes. Thank you all for your patience. I wouldn't take the time out of my videos unless this was a cause that was really important to me. And remember, anything that you donate will be matched, so it's really like you're donating twice as much. All right, let's go on to the magic now. Hello folks, Phil Gallagher, aka ThrabenU here for another Legacy video, and today I would like to test whether or not we can play a dedicated aggro deck in Legacy. Now, Legacy has lots of stompy deck lists. That is, deck lists that look to play a hate piece, follow it up with a creature, and then get you dead. However, Name Sticker Goblin, Mind Goblin, Guacamole Goblin, whatever you want to call this little fellow, coming to Magic Online is making me ask the question, what if we just try to kill our opponent and we ignore basically all forms of interaction? Just play creatures as fast as possible. And sometimes we can play Name Sticker Goblin on turn 1, hit 6 mana, play 2 things, like say 2 Goblin Rabblemaster effects, and just absolutely go to town on our opponent's life total incredibly quickly. And the deck list that I'm going to play today is actually a 5-0 deck list that tests this very theory. Now, today's video is sponsored by Moxfield.com as well as Cool Stuff Inc. And if you need paper Magic cards, check out Cool Stuff Inc. and use promo code ThrabenU to save 5% on your order. So if you take a look at this deck here, we have a full set of 8 Spirit Guides alongside Lotus Petals, Pyretic Rituals, and Rite of Flames. Like actual factual spells that you would expect to see out of maybe a Storm deck in either Legacy or Modern, we are using as mana accelerators, and we are just trying to go fast. That is 20 additional mana sources beyond the 16 lands in this deck list. We are legitimately trying to just play 2 threats, probably on turn 1, turn them sideways, and hope for the best. So that's the plan. And we are going to be incredibly consistent at taking the initiative on turn 1 as well. So there's literal no interaction versus combo decks in game 1. It is fully just, can I get you dead before you get me dead? Just 2 titans standing there punching each other in the face, no dodging, just honest to goodness fisticuffs. And the sideboard is relatively narrow. We have some ways to stop opposing combo deck lists. We have a free artifact destruction spell. And we have Leyline of Life Force, so our creature spells can't be countered. Like, this is the plan. Turn dudes sideways. Let's see if this is good, or if I am screaming, crying, throwing up, pulling out my hair by the end of the next round. Let's battle. Am I willing to gamble the first match with this deck, the first game with this deck on turn 1 Bloodboil Sorcerer? Fuck it, let's go. Let's ball. Ooh, I like the look of this. Like, my opponent's going to play a Chalice on 1 and like essentially do 2 damage to themselves and time walk themselves. That is great for me. Yeah. So we will play 1 Lotus Petal. Actually, I guess I can play both. We'll use both Lotus Petals, use the green Spirit Guide, take the initiative. Let's grab that nice looking mountain and pass the turn. And we're just looking to go to Forge Trap, get our opponent dead. Their Ancient Tomb will help us. A removal spell like potentially a Fury or Solitude would be very good against what I'm doing. We don't know what colors my opponent is in yet, if any colors. What's the ability on this again? Sack an artifact, go to thing. Sure. It is an honest to goodness Eldrazi deck, folks. I haven't seen one of those in the wild for ages. So we may trade the initiative back and forth here, but I'm going to have a 5/5 to my opponent's 4/4. So hopefully that's fine. My opponent is at 9 and has 2 Ancient Tombs. No Dismember, please, I guess. I wonder if my opponent has a basic Wastes in their deck. Aha! Gamble succeeded. Bloodboil Sorcerer confirmed OP. I think I'm sideboarding 0 cards. Like, I could sideboard Crash. I don't care about Chalice of the Void. I would play something like a Dismember here, but I just don't have access to it. YOLO. Oh, and I don't think I said this in the intro. Thank you very much to Marcin for giving me a dealer's choice donation deck list to make video content like this possible. Supporting the channel while letting me find nonsense like this means a lot, so thank you. Now this hand doesn't quite work out for us because we have the green Spirit Guide, so we don't get to just Name Sticker Goblin. We'll ship this one. This is turn 2 Name Sticker Goblin and Squee. I think that's worse than a hand that can just produce a turn 1 initiative creature. So I'm going to go to 5 here, I think. All right, so Mountain, Spirit Guide, Hieratic Ritual, Name Sticker Goblin, guaranteed at least 4 mana, Name Sticker Goblin, and 2 Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Or wait, I am on 5 cards. So this is turn 1 initiative creature with a 2/2 friend. That's fine. Now, can this fall apart? Sure. Is it likely to fall apart immediately? No. Because my opponent's plays like Thought-Knot Seer are that are going to be disruptive are not coming out on turn 1. And we dodge Chalice of the Void, which would be my opponent's primary turn 1 interaction other than, say, a Dismember. Ooh. My opponent can have a pretty sweet turn 2, but I'm hoping my really sweet turn 1 just ends up being better. So, Hieratic Ritual. Name Sticker Goblin. Oh, I made the full 6. Unfortunately, this is a total of 7. I believe taking the initiative is just the play here. Grab a mountain. This is turn 1. I've already played a land. Yeah, if we didn't have to double mulligan, we would have turn 1 Caves of Chaos Adventurer, Name Sticker Goblin, and Goblin Rabblemaster. Or 2 Name Sticker Goblins and all of that if I could have kept on 7. This deck can do some wild shit, folks. A Vesuva. That land is going to enter tapped. My opponent can play it like a Thought-Knot Seer or a Reality Smasher. I wasn't expecting that from my opponent's Eldrazi aggro deck, but it looks like I had the wrong read on the deck here. So we're going to Forge so that I can trap. My win condition is now going through trap multiple different times, or alternatively attacking with X1 creatures a bunch of times, because these tokens can still attack if my opponent has cards in hand. And my opponent has double Ancient Tomb here, which is a lot of potential life loss. So even though we have no outs to Ensnaring Bridge, this game is not over. Oh yeah, these defense grids and such are gonna hurt to get out of hand. And then anytime my opponent does not cast a spell, the goblins cometh. So, trap my opponent for 5 life. They are at 8. Nice. Super happy with Lightning Bolt here. Send 2 points of damage in. My opponent's at 6, and they are effectively at 3, which is a very scary number with multiple Ancient Tombs in play. And if they can't, that was disgusting, folks. Today's video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, and I personally keep all of my deck lists for every format on this site. I love that I can go and sort them by types and tags if I need to. There's a lot of different viewing options. It can give you some math about your mana symbol, your curve, and you can even playtest and do sample opening hands with it. Check this site out if you haven't before. It's awesome. Okay, so here's where my inexperience with this exact deck makes it a little tough. Like, is a turn 2 initiative creature good enough? My thoughts are no. They don't just immediately follow up with a guaranteed turn 3 initiative creature as well. But, like, it's very possible this is just fine, and this is my literal 0 reps with this deck inexperience talking. I think I'm trying to go fast in game 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 caves on turn 1. I don't have a follow-up threat with this, but this is the plan of go fast. I think this is approximately the same power level as hand 1. Versus non-interaction, this hand is significantly better. Versus interaction, this hand is worse. We're probably going to count that as not interaction. Sure, that's quite good. Another Lotus Petal, sure. So we'll go Petal. In case this is a Sphere Lands deck, I will play out the other Petal. Red, and 2. Play Caves. Grab a mountain and pass. So my opponent can make constructs and contest the initiative. Maze of Ith are things that I have to worry about. I don't care about Wasteland. I'm not casting any more spells this game in all likelihood. At least not any really expensive ones. Sure. I mean, we're forging. I've got one plan. It's turn creature sideways. Hulk smash. We do get a Caves of Chaos Adventurer trigger. Finding a Spirit Guide, which is not castable this turn. So we will just drop a mountain and pass. Probably going to board in Crash for this matchup just to take Urza Saga constructs out of the way and Mox Diamond out of the way. So they just need my opponent to stumble a little bit. And we'll see if my opponent has something like Shadow Spear. Life gain would be a bit of a pain in the butt here. Ooh, I guess a Merit Lodge is also a pain in the butt, right? Like that qualifies as an explicit problem. I think my opponent successfully races us in game 1 here. Yeah, so like Depths and Cradle can tap to create the 20/20, and then Maze of Ith keeps me from getting the initiative back. Okay, so now I can get the initiative back, but I'm just fully dead to Merit Lage. I will concede. Yeah, so I'll probably play Crash. So what's my worst card here? The Rabblmasters and Squeeze are worse against Tabernacle, but better against Maze. I think it's Initiative Creature. And we play the Crashes. Yeah, this is Initiative Creature on turn 1. This is what we're going for. It also gets a follow-up creature on turn 2. Like, I will hard cast this Spirit Guide in all likelihood. So, here we go. Take 2, pitch Spirit Guide, and go get a mountain. Fantastic. So, we've done our thing. We'll see how good my opponent is against it. Saga is not too scary on its own. I probably race that. Ooh, that's a very good draw. Yeah, this just has haste as well. I guess I should not F6, because I could hit Lotus Petal. I did not. Yeah, my opponent's at 10. It's turn 2. This deck is wild. Yeah, okay. Good shit. Let's try again. Alright, what does my hand do? Mountain. Rite of Flame. 2 mana. Pyretic Ritual. 3 mana. Elvish Spirit Guide. 4 mana. So I can play one of these and Lightning Bolt on turn 1. I don't know that that wins. And I feel like I can get a similar power level hand other ways. This is not it. We'll go to 5. On 5, this does something strong on turn 2. So it's on turn 2, 3 mana, Sticker Goblin into Caves of Chaos Adventurer, and I can keep a Crash in order to destroy an Expedition map or an Urza Saga token or something that's played out. That's fine. I think that's better than going to 4. But I think my opponent is ahead here. Tabernacle's not that bad. I've got Crash. If I draw another mountain, I straight up might Crash this immediately. I didn't. So I'll Crash it on my next turn. Actual factual basic mountain over there. Sure. A Lotus Petal as well. Sure. So, how high will we roll? In the most literal sense as well. 5 mana, 6 mana total, so I'm not going to be able to words, hardcast Crash. I guess I'll play this out. This is an instant. I can just do it on my opponent's upkeep. So I guess I will. Use target artifact. Sacrifice a mountain. This is a little awkward versus Wasteland specifically, because I lose the Name Sticker Goblin, but I think that's fine. All right, cool. Mox Diamond down. All right, yeah, there's Wasteland. It's fine. I still think that was worth doing. But we will Forge up the Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Pay the 1. Sticker Goblin goes down. Send in for 7. Hit a mountain. We will absolutely play that this turn. We're going to get Crop Rotation into Maze of Ith. That's annoying, but my opponent ultimately has no things that produce mana right now. So I imagine that I end up overcoming this. Like, the initiative is a hell of a drug. My opponent does not have any primary colors here. Trap you at 14. Pay for that. We'll go ahead and attack with our critter. We still get the on-attack trigger, which can help us find, like, land drops and petals and stuff. A Pyretic Ritual. That does not quite get me to where I want to be. So we'll just pass the turn here. Okay, there's colored mana for my opponent. Exploration is fine. Maze of Ith is annoying, but fine. I'll draw a card. Rite of Flame. Pay for this. We'll send in with our creature. Pyretic Ritual. I probably use that this turn. So, land drop. Pyretic Ritual is 3 mana. I will Rite of Flame for 4 mana. Play new Caves of Chaos Adventurer. This gets me Throne of the Dead 3. I think I just take another Caves of Chaos Adventurer here. Just go deeper into the Undercity, and now I have 3 of these, so I am actually getting in damage through multiple Maze of Ith. Cool. I get to forge up another one of these next turn as well. Okay. I have so many things to do during my upkeep. Forge. Forge one of these. Pay for all of these. Triggers. Squeeze. A lightning bolt. I don't mind lightning bolt. My opponent will maze 2 of these and take 7 damage. Going to 6. I'll play a land drop. Oh, I've actually completed a dungeon now, so I can pay these without doing their mana cost. Meaning that I should cast the second one to put it into my graveyard. I'll keep this one. And lightning bolt, target your face. Good stuff. Now the Caracas can just bounce this Squee. My opponent missed it. Or maybe didn't want to. Like, they can make me pay for it. Yeah, we just aggroed through Tabernacle and Maze of Ith. This deck is fucking awesome. Alright, so this hand goes all in on turn 1 Squee. Squee's damage doesn't, like, scale all that well. It just scales by 1 every turn. It's not like Rabblemaster where, like, when you play additional goblins, it just gets insane. I think this is a very replaceable hand. I'm going to go ahead and just mulligan this one. Mountain, Rite of Flame, Pyretic Ritual, Goblin Rabblemaster. I can keep this with 2 lightning bolts. I think that's an acceptable risk. Boy, it's awkward though. I think this is just like, I have to believe in the deck. I cannot give up faith on the deck list. I just have to accept the fate that the aggro gods have dealt me and turn my Goblin Rabblemaster sideways like a good little boy. My opponent also has mulligan to 5, which hopefully bodes well for me. Second ritual, Rabblemaster. We're at least getting in with a goblin token. Now I need this Rabblemaster to make it back around to my turn. And if I could draw a mountain so I could double bolt immediately, I guess that would be cool. Mox Opal? Okay. Is this fair or unfair Mox Opal? This is fair Mox Opal. That's fine. I also get to just lightning bolt that Emery out of the way so that my goblin tokens live. That is good. I was planning on sending both bolts upstairs, but there's no way. I just don't try to kill the Emery here. Always yield. Send them. Yeah, so Rabblemaster is attacking for 6 on turn 2. My opponent's at 13, which is effectively 10. They don't have a land. So, you know, it's hard for them to play something that is going to block Goblin Rabblemaster. Thoughtcast helps a lot. Thoughtcast helps a lot. But they really needed to play something this turn, because otherwise Rabblemaster just fucking hits like a truck again. Yep. Send them. That puts my opponent to 5. They are dead next turn. It's effectively 2. I don't think I show them the bolt yet in case they play an Ancient Tomb. I will bolt end of turn. Sure. Yeah, take your extra information. Yeah. That is a concession on turn 3. 4 copies of Crash. Get in my deck. So in this matchup, my opponent has a common turn 1 X1 creature. Or sorry, X2 creature, Emery. So some of the like goblin tokens are going to just die in combat. I'm not sure if I cut Bloodboil Sorcerer or Squee accordingly. I think on the draw, I'm going to go with Bloodboil Sorcerer. And I don't think I want Pyroblasts. Like, I don't think I am trying to interact with my opponent for the most part. This is not capable of playing a turn 1 creature, so this is a mulligan. So this is Mountain, Double Spirit Guide, Name Sticker Goblin, into Caves of Chaos Adventurer, and I get to pick one of these 2 cards as the follow-up play. That's good enough to keep. Lightning Bolt is good against Emery. Crash is good against most of my opponent's stuff, but costs me my land. I think Crash is better. Because I think I'm just all in on the Caves of Chaos Adventurer anyway. So anytime, except on a 1 through 6, I can cast Caves and Lightning Bolt on my turn 1, though. So maybe it is Crash that goes back. Because on a non-Force of Will hand, this is just insane. Just absolutely batshit insane. Sure. Opponent sees my Spirit Guide. And we see if my opponent has Force of Will. I believe I do play the Name Sticker Goblin still. Even though I don't have to. That is 5 mana. We attempt Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Oh, holy shit, it actually worked. I was really not expecting that. Dismember? It is a Dismember. I still take the initiative here, which means that Name Sticker Goblin gets to attack as a meaningfully sized body next turn. I don't believe I just send Lightning Bolt to face here. I think removing an Emery is very important. Ooh, that's a sigh. That is very scary for me. I mean, we're forging. Put him on Name Sticker Goblin here. If I had Crash, I could have destroyed my opponent's artifact land. Rabblemaster's not all that bad. I'm playing it this turn. Notably, this is a Goblin, just in case you weren't sure. And my opponent does have an Ancient Tomb, which is kind of a blessing and a curse here for them. They are at 10, which effectively means they're at 7, which effectively means they're at 2, meaning that tapping the Ancient Tomb could actually just outright kill them as early as turn 3. Dismember is like the removal that my opponent... Ooh. I don't know if they were supposed to play that Otawara. Like, with a legendary creature in play, that was a bounce spell. That could be worth a lot of life. Okay, wow. That's another Thoughtcast. Good stuff. Oh, and there's more. Chalice is annoying. Like, I have very few 1-drops in my deck. Like, stopping the Lightning Bolt very specifically right now is very rough for me. Okay, sure. My situation is bad now. Like, everything was fine until the Chalice of the Void. That was a pretty ideal sequence for my opponent. I am still just going to trap them. Like, putting them to 3 is very good. Yeah. All right. So the Name Sticker Goblin has to go in. I could leave back Goblin Rabblemaster. I'm not sure that I am supposed to. I don't want my opponent to just trade 4 Thopters for this with no other consequences. I don't want them to clear the board of my creature. I'm fine if they chump block it. It feels bad for me. Yep. So my opponent is at 3. I've got dead cards. My opponent can attack and take the initiative this turn. That's not very difficult. And I probably won't be very good at taking it back at this point. Opponent is doing the 8-cast thing. Yeah, I think you just attack with 1. I like that. Because I think you just need to take the initiative and hold, and you just assume that as the turn counter ticks up, you're going to become more and more and more favored at beating like the small creatures that I have on offer. All right, take your card. Squee's good. I think I'm still attacking with the Rabblemaster. None of it feels good. But I think that's still the plan. Get big. I think this is now block, double block, block. And I set myself up for if my opponent bottoms out. Ooh, are they just jumping? I am so good with you just jumping. Yeah, I'm trying to set myself up so that Squee can get in for some goodness. Oh, I see. So you're going to chump and then just sacrifice the artifacts to draw cards. That's fine. Perfectly valid. My opponent now gets to forge. And forging up that Sigh so that it can actually start killing some of these creatures in combat is strong. But we don't need to do many points of damage. Oh, they're going for a Thopter instead. I guess it doesn't matter too much at the end of the day. And my opponent has had a lot of 0-drop artifacts. I literally just finished recording a league that probably aired for you all yesterday, where I did not do that thing of just draw artifacts and continue to churn through the deck. That did not happen when I was recording. I'm at 15. Alright. I play a creature. We'll see if it resolves. It might not. It's reasonable that my opponent could have Force of Will as one of their remaining cards. I'm going to turn off auto yields here. So I make a Goblin. I attack with all of these. Squee makes me a new Goblin, meaning that I now have 5 creatures, which in theory means that I'm getting in for at least 1 point of damage this turn. Alright, there's our blocks. So my opponent takes 1. Oh, okay, they're going to sacrifice some stuff. That's fine. Draw your card. I trade Squee for Patchwork Automaton. I get to draw a card. Spirit Guide's not particularly strong right now. My opponent needs to continue to play artifact spells to make new Thopters. They also need to attack with a Thopter this turn to take the initiative back. Their Ancient Tomb is off. Haywire Might is still worth playing. That's not a mistake. That still just produces a Thopter. That's totally fine here. If my opponent loses this one, it's probably just because they did not double block my Goblin Rabblemaster earlier. Alright, so they can trap me. That puts me on 9. Okay. That is a lethal attacker if this resolves. Again, it's very reasonable that my opponent could have Force of Will here, but I said that last turn as well. Alright, that is Force of Will. Make a token. Am I crashing in with Rabblemaster? Yes, I would like to get to 4 cards in graveyard. Yeah, I think that's fine. Attacking in also means that I guaranteed Throne of the Dead 3. I don't know what you're waiting to pay costs on. You can't tap Ancient Tomb. You can't Dismember. Submerge or something like that doesn't work. What are these blocks? Like, you block the other way and it kills Rabblemaster. That is not good. Alright. Opponent goes to 1. I get to Throne of the Dead 3. Caves of Chaos Adventurer has Trample. That is very strong at this stage of the game. And my opponent concedes. I feel like I did not deserve to win that game. Well, I mean, I think my opponent made mistakes. I think they lost themselves that game. Based on how the cards were dealt, I think my opponent very easily could have won this game. And I think they made some blocking decisions that were pretty bad that cost them this game. And, like, they could have gone to a game 3. All right, we are on an aggro hand. Just full stop, Name Sticker Goblin and Squee on turn 1. And we'll have some mana left over for later. We don't even, like, it doesn't matter which number I roll here. Like, we high rolled, but I don't have another threat to follow it up. Yeah, let's turn Squee sideways and hope. Like, this is 3 damage per turn cycle starting immediately. And Name Sticker Goblin is also here to help and look cool. Polluted Delta? Probably a combo deck. Not necessarily. There's a lot of blue-black scam running around right now. Yep, there we go. So I guess we want this to be blue-black scam and not Death Shadow. Although I guess that's a little unclear. Yeah, reanimate your grief. Yeah, go down to 12. Excellent. Let's just like rip a Rabblemaster. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Is Lightning Bolt better at face or grief? Probably at grief. Because it just guarantees that my creatures continue to do points of damage. Magic the Gathering sure is an easy game. Holy shit, folks. Is this deck, like, actually, like, busted? I think I sideboard literal 0 cards. I don't know that I want Leylines. Like, my opponent has counterspells, but, do I care? I think this is for like dedicated control decks that are really heavy on the counters. I think I just whack submit and hope that I kill them one of the 2 games. Yeah, I have redundant creatures with this hand so that if my opponent thought seizes one specifically, I still have plays. I will not be great versus Grief Reanimate Grief specifically because it can take both of these cards. Ooh, Bug. So I think I shove Rabblemaster on 1. I just go Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal on 1, and then on 2, I play Mountain, Spirit Guide, Caves. That all sounds good to me. Never mind, now I just play whichever one of these spells is still left in my hand, which I assume is Goblin Rabblemaster, because my opponent would love, love, love to reanimate a Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Oh, they did not. Does that mean my opponent is going to daze me? No fear. Like, I just shove anyway. Like, my deck does one thing. If I don't do the thing that my deck is designed to do, I will lose the game. I think I just lose if I wait. So I grab a mountain. My opponent let me play this Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Like, they had the option to stop this and didn't. And I don't understand why yet. So Fatal Push is not currently live. I forged this, for sure. Like, if you... Alright, no removal spell. I'm super happy with Lotus Petal. Oddly. And I think I just play my land pre-combat anyway. Even though I could give up some Caves of Chaos Adventurer value. Like, this attack trigger... Ooh. Oh, well, I mean, it's a castable card, but it doesn't really do anything. Alright, my opponent's at 13. I have Lightning Bolt available for a flash creature. It doesn't take out both sides of an Orcish Bowmasters, unfortunately. Yep. That's fine. My opponent might not attack with both sides of the Orcish Bowmasters. We'll see. Oh. No attack. That's a little weird. I'm going to hold this Lightning Bolt. Because at the pace this game is going, like, my opponent very realistically could just die to the bolt. I'm playing these lands pre-combat to better play around cards like Flusterstorm. Bloodboil Sorcerer. Another Orcish Bowmasters is fine. You may ping that creature for 1. So my opponent can then block it with everything. I'll focus on killing the largest one. So this is 3 damage to my opponent's face as of right now. I think I just kill the orc with the lightning bolt. And we're done, and we're now playing for a trophy. All right. We're going to continue our streak of please don't force a will me and let my spells resolve by keeping this hand. The Rite of Flame is 2 mana. With Lotus Petal and Spirit Guide, that is a turn 1 initiative creature. Oh, we are running hot, baby. You know, if nobody plays Force of Wills and I just get to get away with all my bullshit, this is the greatest deck of all time. Urza Saga, sure. That probably means no removal spell for Caves of Chaos Adventure. Are we playing against 8-cast again? Seems likely. In some very lucky scenarios, we could put Bloodboil Sorcerer into play this turn as well. Like draw Ancient Tomb, hit another mana source off Caves of Chaos Adventure, like a Lotus Petal. Alright, take your card. I go to Forge. Okay. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal me deck. Damn it. Almost what I wanted. We'll just drop a mountain. So my opponent's at 13. Facing down 7 damage plus trap. And Bloodboil Sorcerer as well. Ooh, it's Painter. I might be 1 point short of killing my opponent. I hate that Painter messes up how this appears. I have plenty of outs to this situation. I will still just trap. We are going for the kill. Alright, my opponent is at 8. Where am I at? This is not how this looks. So my only spot forward is to archives here. Playing Sticker Goblin. into Bloodboil Sorcerer can draw me a card immediately. That I don't think changes anything. I think I just attack. What if I high roll and roll 6? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 1, up to 7. I could get into a Rabblemaster effect, and then I play that. My opponent just blocks that, goes to 1. I think I just attack and see if this top card is a Lightning Bolt. No, there was Squee. Squee's different. Okay, I would have just drawn that mountain. Let's draw Lightning Bolt. So, Name Sticker Goblin. We low roll. I need to hit exactly Lightning Bolt. 4 out of 48 chance. It is another Name Sticker Goblin. So my opponent just searches up Grindstone and kills me. We're a single point of damage off, and I don't think I have any creature that just ETBs and does 1 damage. Or Throne of the Dead 3. I am just going to double check here. Yeah, none of these immediately do a point of damage, unfortunately, and I don't want to show my opponent my deck. That is very unfortunate. My hand was very good. Alright, I probably play 4 copies of Crash and call that good. Painter blocks some of the X1 tokens. My opponent does have counterspells. Not a lot of them, but they do have forces. I think Squee goes. And I keep all the initiative creatures. I don't know, these happen on lower resources than these. But the initiative creature, I think, is a easier win versus this deck than a Squee. Yeah, this hand is a keep. So I can go Rite of Flame, 2 mana. Heretic Ritual, 3 mana. Down to 1 mana, cast second Rite of Flame. And go 1 more mana than that. I think this is turn 1 Rabblemaster, turn 2 Sorcerer. I think that's the way that I play this. Rite of Flame, Heretic Ritual, Rabblemaster. And then this baits the Force of Will with my less good card. Alright, mission succeeded, although our opponent does show us that they have Blue Elemental Blast, which is like definitely an annoying card that I don't want to see while piloting this deck list. Alright, how good's your turn? Pretty good. So, I've got a plan. It's play initiative, dude, and hope my opponent doesn't turn 3 me. I probably win most of the games where they don't play a Painter next turn. But if they just have Painter, you know, they need 1 more mana to end me, and I have minimal interaction. That's a Painter, and they did that in a way, or no, they didn't have Metalcraft for Mox Opal. They might not have another mana source. I might have time. I've got kind of a tough choice about whether I scry or whether or not I go to Forge. If my opponent misses, I probably want to go to Forge to kill them before they find the land drop. But similarly, I can get 3 looks at Lightning Bolt and Crash right now to try to stop them from killing me. It just eliminates so much of my aggression to take that line. But I guess not being dead is good. I will begrudgingly, I think for the first time this league, not take the most aggressive line. And it pains me, folks. It pains me to do this. Mountain always goes to the bottom. Ancient Doom can play another Bloodboil Sorcerer immediately. I think I just bottom this looking for interaction, though. Am punished. And the goat is not doing what I want here. Yeah, fuck, I just killed myself. Couldn't attack. Damn it, I punted. Because my opponent attacks, gets a land drop, and then always has deterministic lethal with Grindstone. Yeah, I needed to hold back. That's on me. Yeah, there's the land. They've got Metalcraft. So I'm going to activate this. Start tapping some mana. And then undo. Make them think that I've got something in hopes that they don't actually activate it. They're going to activate it in my upkeep, though. Alright. I punted that one. We still end up with a 4-1 finish. Like, I'm very happy with that. Can I still draw a card here? I would have drawn Goblin Rabblemaster. So I would have had the initiative, would have gotten a treasure token, played Bloodboil Sorcerer, gotten a 4/1, still would have been dead to a land drop on their turn. I don't think I'm winning that game, even if I play better. So this deck officially gets the Phil seal of approval, a coveted award. Not really, I approve of a lot of decks. But I think the biggest draw to this deck list is, I think in total, my gameplay for this league was approximately an hour. I played 5 legacy matches in an hour at a finish of a 4/1, my first time picking up the deck list. I think we did pretty well with the matchup lottery, if I'm being honest. But if this is a deck that has a high win rate and you can play it incredibly quickly, maybe even while multitasking, there is a real draw to this deck list. Now, would I play this in a serious long tournament, something like Eternal Weekend? No, absolutely not. Because in a big, long tournament, you need consistency and, one force of will sometimes is just the end of the event for you, right? And, that's why this is a sideboard option for this deck. But especially if you're not expecting to play against a lot of blue decks and you're expecting to play against fair decks or combo decks that care about their life total, maybe your Reanimator style decks, maybe your Doomsday style deck lists, this deck list can pressure life totals very, very, very quickly. One of the fastest ways of doing that in this format. This deck is cool. I enjoyed playing it a lot. Let me know down in the comments below what you kind of think about this one, how viable it actually is. And if you need to pick up any Leyline of Life Force or other Magic cards, check out Cool Stuff Inc. and use promo code ThrabenU to save 5% on your order. Folks, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. See ya!